5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're live with Neve.
All right. Happy Friday. Hey, Mandy, how are you today? What's happening?
Good. Oh, wait a second. You just popped me on camera and my hair's all crazy.
Oh, my God, your hair. Oh, my Lord, have mercy.
Oh, my God.
Having a little moosing and sprucing incident. It's all right. Welcome. You know what? So if that's the only thing we got going on today is a little bad hair day. Life is good, right?
My hair, I'm having an otherwise good hair day. Other than
Good.
that, but, you know.
Well, it'll get better.
Yeah, normally you have us, you have me on so I could check it out before we go on. So and
I know,
you're
and-
just a voice right now. Like the
Oh.
people listening don't know that you were just a voice. Like I haven't been on camera yet, so it's like I don't know.
Oops. It was
and-
kind of weird. I accidentally did that, and here we are. So we have two great guests. Hi, wake up. Today we have on guitar Tom Yermak. He's from Sarasota, Florida, which is my parents' home, and it's otherwise known as God's Waiting Room. Tom is like me, a seasoned citizen. No, I'm kidding. He's really a nice guy, and he plays guitar. He's a tapper. He's one of those guys who taps and does that kind of thing. It's pretty cool. So we have him on, and then we have Katie Lynn Croker from Nashville, who sings really good. Excellent singer, and seems like a real nice person. So we're gonna have a good show today. And let's just see, while we're sitting here, if there's anything really exciting in the news. Let's see. I'm going to try today to only go with good news because it's Friday. Enslaved on OnlyFans, women describe a life of isolation, torment, and servitude. That sucks.
Well,
And we have...
kind of what it, wait. But that's literally what it is, though. When you think about it, OnlyFans, you're in your own home. And you're doing things for money, for a living. Like you're It's like you're kind of doing it to yourself. It's your choice, unless
it is. I mean, like we all take jobs. I never judge somebody by what they do there in their living. It's but I kind of
so bad.
I think that what I want to say to them is, welcome to the real world. Every job sucks in some way. I mean, if you're working for somebody else and you don't work for yourself, every job sucks. And I don't care who you are. You could be rich or poor, but if you got to fucking go in every day at the same time and listen to some asshole who may or may not be great. I've been lucky. I've had some great bosses, but I could tell you stories of the biggest assholes in the world too. And me with my sense of humor doesn't go well sometimes. And somebody starts getting snarky. If it's a shit job back in the day when I used to take such things, I'd just tell them, get out of my face. Leave me alone. I'm doing my job, and if you don't get away from me, and then I'd leave because life's too short to spend your life doing shitty jobs.
I'm going through that right now, like what you're saying, and it's
I get it
because this is how I'm maturing. Because old Mandy would have did exactly what you would have did, just like
well, you're holding your ground.
Yeah, now I'm like. Now that I've seen how the world works, I'm like, you know what? You can just focus on bettering yourself, and the things will fall into place. Like, don't ignite the fire. You
know what? Sometimes with that kind of situation, just say bless their heart. It's like down south. That's my thing. Look, I've had to stay. I know exactly where you're at. In fact, I wish I had more work this week. Like it's the way it is sometimes. And if you're working with crappy people, it can really be a nightmare. And I've had to keep jobs, same thing, you're a little guy, you got rent to pay, and I mean, we all
Yeah.
do, and it's stressful, you know. Look at how much, I don't know, you rent. Has your rent gone up lately?
Well, no, I do not rent. Like we live in a house.
Oh,
Like we have a little
okay,
teeny house, and it's very
great.
nice.
I love
Yeah.
your garden, I must say.
Oh, thanks. I
It's really
figure that
cool.
by the time I'm in my 80s or 90s, this will look like a little cottage because it's small to begin with, but it does have
Right?
the nice backyard, you know.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
to me, like being at home, making money from home, like in solitude, sounds great. That's what I mean. When you were telling me that story, I'm like, I don't know. I guess it depends on who you are, you know.
It kind of
Some people
depends on
might
what you
like
have to
that.
do. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure if I went on, they're going to all line up, be like, "Oh, yuck, shit, man." I couldn't even do it. Frankly, it's just I got some element of modesty left.
No,
It
but
doesn't
here's the
mean
thing, Neil. All right, be open minded. Here's my argument to that is that um it doesn't even have to be sexual. It's an
right.
OnlyFans. You could literally be like have an OnlyFans of you sniffing your socks. You will find people out there. You will find
Really,
your
sniffing or sniffing socks?
anything. Well, I'm saying anything. It can be anything.
Hmm.
I believe anything, and I believe with your mind, I think you could come up with something. All you need is an idea.
You're not. You're turning into a very good catalyst right at the moment. My
Yeah.
brain's already spinning of all kinds of
Yeah.
diabolical
You
shit.
know, and if you come up with, because this is stuff I've thought about too, and I'm like,
What if
there's something
we
to
might get
this.
thousands of fans instead of just the hundreds we get?
Yeah, I know. And this is true. It could be. This is true.
Maybe
This is
we
a
could
funny
try
idea.
something that we code name something like Project Electra, but then it's something that we do where we just look for the. It's like we try to get the people to do dumb things. Like we have what do you
Don't
call
you
it?
have
Human
them
tricks.
naturally?
Well, they have to be I don't know what vetted. That's the word.
You're just,
So exactly what do? You let me get this right. You stick a cucumber up your ass. I don't think you're coming on. No, that's a little too much for
wait,
us.
did someone
Click.
actually write that in? It's like,
It's possible. I mean,
that's not.
you never know these days. And look, we have we're a diverse culture of people. People do all kinds of crazy shit. If anybody out there is watching right now, where the hell is my green screen? Look at this. What the hell is going on, man?
I
I tell
definitely
you.
see a green screen. I
Yeah. Let's see. I'm going to go down to that chick with the yeast infections house.
really. And why would
Whatever.
you
She
do
had
that?
some kind of disorder that I'd never heard humor done about. You weren't here for that show. I needed female input. She does her whole her act is she talks about endometriosis and getting scrapes and ugh.
But what is that? I don't really know
That's
what
when
that
a
is.
woman has a woman problem where her vagina and her uterus are scarred, and they go in
Oh,
and give it a good scrape and clean it all out. DNC, it's called. It's a horrible ordeal. I've known women who've gone through it, and it just sounds goddamn agonizing to me. I feel for them. But hers was so bad, and she just decided that she would do comedy bits about it.
uh-huh,
And honestly, if you watch the show,
uh-huh.
there's moments where I have a blank stare, and
Yeah,
I'm thinking in my head, there is a 9 millimeter 6 feet from me. This may be the time to on TV just end it all, or do ritual seppuku like a samurai. Whoo, ha, here, all three cuts while glaring at the crowd. Now that is entertainment. But no, I just sat there like this, going, "What the fuck have I started now? Why am I here? And I'm not paid enough, and neither are you." We got through the show, but man, I'll tell you the truth. That day, I shortened the show.
well, sometimes you gotta get out of
It was
Dodge.
appropriate.
Sometimes you gotta get
Really
out of
nice
Dodge.
girls, a lot of fun. I met her on the road when I was down in Chattanooga, and
Uh,
she said she was a comic. So, of course, being the nice guy I am, I said, "Oh, great, I got a little show, man. Why don't you come on and hang out with us, and we'll, talk about your comedy and your photography." She's very good at photography. I'll give her that. But it was just kind of the weirdest, I think, of all 5 years. It was probably the most bizarre sketch I've had somebody come on. And I just kept waiting for the excitement set. So
yeah, yeah.
it was that show is like, I'm gonna have to put it maybe in the blooper reel even, because there's some cuts that are just
blooper reel. There's no blooper reel. That's fake news.
Yeah, well, we don't do fake news here. That's for sure. I mean, uncut and raw dog, man. I'm just telling you, man, people, watch out. If you're watching the show, please put your children away. If you have any small animals, control them. They may get, they may have mind melts from us. Planned Parenthood said it's seen a spike of 1,200% in vasectomy appointments. Good job, guys. Do not go out there with it, knocking chicks up and not taking care of them. Take care of your kids, people. We have Travis Kelce's stolen watch after crime ring raided NFL stars' homes. It's proof that no matter how much cash you have, you can still have fuckery enter your life out of nowhere. You think about it. These guys live in gated communities. They're rolling out to their gigs, football on Sunday in Tampa Bay, heading out from Davis Islands, 100 miles an hour. They're there in 12 minutes. While they're there, some creepers going in their fucking house, stealing their NFL ring, their watches, their wife's panties. God only knows. They might have a show on the internet where they show off famous NFL players' panties.
Seriously, there's probably an angle. You could find an angle for a lot of stuff.
We got to find an angle for something that is so stupid that it'll pay for everything we want to do on the show really well. Like, you and I could tell some of the people we work for are kind of just, not that we don't like them, but I'd like to say to them, it's been nice, but not real nice. So I'm going to make a hasty retreat. God may bless you. Dominus Vobiscum. You're okay. Get out of here. In fact, go run the track and say some Hail Marys. You bother me. I don't know. I think there's got to come up with something just really weird. And I don't know how. I'll think of something. Like you said, some people sit out there and sniff socks.
Yeah. The ideal, the way I come up with creative ideas or my best ideas is I really just try to open my mind. For some people work in a different way, but that's for me. I need to be thinking of absolutely almost nothing, like total clarity.
Sure, it's almost like meditation.
Yeah, and then it's like that's when I get my best ideas, and then it'll
clearing your mind.
Yeah, and then it'll just like pop in, and then it's like those ideas that pop in and don't pop out, those are the keepers, It's like
the ones like that, I have to have a pad, which I always do, somewhere really close, because I sometimes will think of stuff and then I'll go, I know I'm going to forget this, like a great song title, or could be anything. Yeah. It could be some jokes for the show, it could be my to-do list for tomorrow. But the one thing it is it goes on and on and on. And if something gets lost, I have all this great technology. The pain in the ass is doing all your calendars and getting them sync right and blah, blah, blah. If I use a pad, I never lose track of people. It's just easier and more effective for a one-man guy. It's like when I had my co-hostess, Julie. She couldn't take, if I sent her a recording of something, she's supposed to, type it out. Or I'd give her a list. She'd have to sit there and type it, each item, while I sat on the phone, which drove me absolutely crazy. That was the whole point of giving her a to-do list. I was like, you don't have to enter it into your computer. Just read it and do it.
Yeah.
Call me silly, but that seemed to be the path of least resistance, which is usually my forte in anything. I don't really like fighting for things. It's just not my style, and it just gets you all emotionally dysregulated, and who wants to be like that? I don't know. Nobody. So it's amazing. I'm sitting here looking at the clock. We got about 4 minutes. We're going to bring Tom on. Caitlin is lurking in the dressing room, our finely apportioned dressing room with bottles of Cavassier and all kinds of things laying about. It's really just a room with an empty glass or half-filled glass of water.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's not even a real room.
No, we used to have a better one, but StreamYard, I used to have a place sort of like, I named it Purgatory, where I just put people in. It looked like you were in the green room. It was kind of neat, but cool. StreamYard and their wisdom. What the hell is going on behind me now? There's something on the screen that's got to go. There's like a drum shot. Why is that there?
Huh.
That's because your host here is like a spaz. I don't know where that came from. Oh, there it is. Okay, and it's supposed to be a background. If you didn't notice, but my new living room last week when I had the endometriosis goddess on, she had this background on while she did the show. And the first thing I said to her was, "What are you doing in my living room?"
That's funny.
And I hate this living room. It's like, it's cool. I like the piano. I like the stone, but it's just such a yuppie puppy. I hate oak shit. Ugh, God, get it out of here. But with a few improvements.
It looks like the main room of a lodge. Like
exactly.
Like a, like a ski lodge.
It looks like the place where I went to the ayahuasca party down in the southern parts of the country. You take ayahuasca, throw up, and then see amazing things. You wake up to a beautiful lodge. A bunch of other stoned yuppies passed out on the floor, quivering and shit. The things people do to get a little rush,
News.
Fake news. It's like, we've got to come up with something. When you just said that somebody actually sits out and sniffs their socks, that opens up so many possibilities of human endeavor.
Well, that's
maybe we should ask the audience.
Is that there's something for everybody. Yeah, I mean, like someone for everybody. Like, I think that, if you came up with an idea, like the idea of OnlyFans is that you have OnlyFans. It doesn't mean you have to do what they want. Like, you have your own shtick. You know what I mean? Like, you could sit there and just
I'm gonna have to rethink the whole idea about this weirdness. It's like I hate TikTok for the most part. Other than when Tom's on.
Yeah.
It has just some wacky, crazy people.
Yeah.
And I don't care though. I really, I like people, and whatever, if they're really weird, so be it. That not my world, it's theirs. And if they're happy and they're doing something that keeps them from going crazy and being a bad person, more power to them. I try to live and let live as much as I can. Occasionally, somebody's just like. Sometimes. The only thing you can do is say, somebody's got to go, me or that one. And then I let action speak, never threaten,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And we know that from having played with bands that sometimes might have been a little annoying. Hold on, is that coming in? Yeah. Look at that. Now I've got a DJ library behind me. That was not planned for. I was trying to get rid of this creepy house with the Stephen King Lodge or whatever we'll call it. So I've wasted enough time now that we can get on and get our next guest on. We have Tom Yermak. He is the tapping man, and
excellent.
He's quite an interesting character. And he lives down in Sarasota, which is where my folks live. That has been known as God's graveyard for decades. All the senior citizens went there. It's actually a very happening town. If you're a person our age, there's tons of places to gig, lots of places to eat. It's a nice place. It's getting crazy expensive, but other than that, so we're going to go do a quick break, and then we'll be back. We got Tom Yermak. Everybody stick around. You're on Live with Neve, and we'll be right back.
Hey there, it's Kevin Sorbo here, and you lucky people, you are live. You're live with Nev or Neve or Nevi. I don't know. I can't say the dude's name. Anyway, you're on live with him, so I don't know. I guess that's a pretty good thing.
All right. Nancy Kravitz Photography. If you're ugly, they're the place for you. If you got a great face for radio, call Nancy. She's used to it. She's had to shoot us. Me. Don't drag Mandy into that. The song's kind of appropriate for the times we live in.
Hi everybody, this is Donna Frost and I'm live with Neve. See you soon.
Hey guys, my name's Eli Alger, and I'm here on Live with Neve.
Mercer.
Hey guys, my name's Eli Alger, and I'm here on Live.
There's some changes headed, like the Gulf Stream rising, like some gale that's been blowing off this wild bird island shore. And I can't say where, and I don't know when, but some old doors.
CarltonJWilkinson.com. Get his record now before the next song comes up. Order now. Operators are standing by.
Poor man sagging cigarettes, takes the subway home. Rich man folding old regrets, steps on the rundown below.
All right. Let's bring Tom on and see what's happening in Sarasota today. Hey, brother.
Hey, what's
Hey,
going
Tom.
on? How you doing,
That's
Nev?
good.
Fine, Mandy. How are you?
Good.
Excellent. Now that you're here, we're set. We're good as gold. So how's it going down in Florida? You guys have been battered and beaten. I know my folks live in Sarasota. They got through it pretty okay, but my other
Yeah,
daughter lost her house.
we're actually on the other side. We're on the East Coast, directly across from Sarasota. And during
Okay.
during Hurricane Milton, we had something like 38, 39 tornadoes from that hurricane. Tornadoes. I'd be concerned if there were one or two.
Crazy. Yeah, that's
Wow.
that's a lot.
That's scary. That is. For people that don't know, Florida is the lightning capital of the world, and I believe tornado, but not like the big ones out west. Like this apparently was just I know everything I've been told from people who live there. They said this was scary shit. I know my daughter had a house in Madeira Beach, and it got
Yeah.
just destroyed twice.
No,
It
it's
got nailed the first week, completely gutted. They had it all the drywall cut out, and they've got electricians and bids coming in. And then the other damn storm came in and just blew the house to death. So I don't know what they're doing now, but I feel bad because they did it. It was an effort they worked really hard to get and put this beautiful Airbnb together, and then it's just like the best laid plans of mice and men,
yeah,
So
that's a shame.
we're glad you're here. Have you always lived in Florida?
No, I'm actually from New Jersey, so I've been down here 5 going on 6 years. Just got tired of the cold weather and the shitty bosses.
We were rooting against you, Ben. You're one of us, man. You're all right. I know exactly why you moved, and I've moved back from Tampa to New York because I had a really good job, and it suited me well. I'm enjoying my time here, but I'm trying to get back to Tampa because I got family, and who knows, we might be neighbors one day.
Yeah,
And,
you never know.
you'll be like, this guy down the street's really loud. There are drums playing at all hours of the day.
Hey, everybody needs a drummer.
Absolutely. In fact, I tried to get my ex-wife. I was going to give her a drum set for my son when he was about 8.
That's a great present.
It's a great way to get even, boy. Let me tell
Yeah,
you.
it sure is. She'll never get any sleep.
Man, I'll tell you what. And after a while, he got tired of it. For a few months, I was getting a good laugh out of it. Every time I made a payment, sign that check, I'd be like, God damn it. Why don't I just take this boy? At any rate, life goes on. So how long have you been playing guitar? You're roughly, what are you? Are you a boomer?
I'm a boomer. I caught the tail end of the boom. I'm the very last year of the boomers.
Okay, well, I think me too. I'm a 61 model.
Yeah,
So,
I was born in '64. So
okay. And do you ever go to Palisades Park when you were in New Jersey
I
as a
know, I
kid?
know where it is, but I'm from like Central Jersey, Mercer County,
Oh, okay.
Lawrenceville,
I used
Princeton
to,
area.
Princeton. That used to be one of my clients when I worked for an audio integration service. Did sound for, what's the girl's name? It was for the inauguration of their president, Grace Potter and something. Do you know who I'm
Yes.
talking about?
Yeah.
The Machine, I guess it is.
No,
They were
Grace
killer.
Potter and the
I had never heard of
Nocturnals.
them
No, it's Grace Potter and the Nocturnals.
in the
Yes,
Nocturnals.
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Really great. I mean, I saw them, didn't know who they were, and got
Yes.
completely blown away. I was like,
Yes.
what a great, they were really good people. In
Yes.
fact, I got to call them and remind them and say, hey, you know, you remember me? I gave you a great monitor mix. You told me. You got me
Maybe you
beer.
can get him on the show.
Hey, man, you know what? If you get people's earbuds perfect, they always love you. I mean, you think about it. If you blew out Robert Plant's ear by feedback or something, I can't imagine the liability in that. But so getting back to you, Tom, when did you start playing guitar?
Well, I started out playing piano around age 6. I just had some very, I wouldn't call them even real lessons from a kind of like a babysitter, a house helper. But then
Mm-hmm.
around age 12 or 13, I made the switch to an acoustic guitar. And then I want to say maybe around 15 or 16, I saw Stanley Jordan, who was going to school at Princeton at the time.
Wow.
Yeah, he was doing a dual major in music composition, I believe, and in computer programming. And it totally
Nice.
changed my whole path. You know, I was listening to Allman Brothers, Led Zeppelin, Grateful Dead, Skinny.
Sure.
And I saw Stanley playing guitar, and I was like, that's how the guitar is meant to be played.
Well, I've watched you for a while, been enjoying it, and I'm glad you're here because it's just, I like people to do something just a little different, you know, and it's cool.
Yeah.
And you're relaxing too. When I'll tell you, when I have a crappy day and you're playing on in the background, it does make my day better. I mean that. I'm not, you know, blowing smoke. It's quiet. There's songs I like the Beatles tunes you play, and you play them
Sure.
really well, and they sound different because you're tapping. And I think it's a cool niche, man. I really do.
That's you can help me get some gigs then. But you know, one of the guys that I play for around here, he said, I hired you because you play tunes that everybody knows, and you play them in a way that is completely different than everybody else, and you play
Yes.
them at a level where people can still hold a conversation.
That for a lot of gigs, I think you'd be great. When you said, "Could I get you gigs?" You have to remember, like when I book a rock band, like if I book Mandy, you've got to get money because there's 5 people, and that's the thing with all these club owners, and a lot of them are dicks. They just, I don't want that. In fact, almost all of them go to Dick University, but that's okay because I'm a dick too, and I know what they're all about. I've told them stuff like, my children will be starving on the streets. Do you want my kids prostituting themselves?
Yeah.
Little guilt, you know, get in their head. But, you know, you got to fight for it. When I move down to Florida eventually, I know a couple of great booking agents, and I'll set you up with one. I'll tell you, I affectionately call her the booking bitch. She was
Nice.
Jane McKee. She's retiring now, but her agency's the best there. I mean, she's done the Super Bowl, and she used to book my band. And I was just talking yesterday. I had 2 great agents in Florida. I was always out digging for gigs. But they kept us working all the fucking time and get us the corporate gigs, the stuff that are hard to get on your own. It's like an inside pathway they have. And, you know, I hear people complain about their agent, and I say, well, if they are doing their job right, you shouldn't complain. You should be glad. I mean, a good agent will have you working so much. And Florida, I know you're perfect for it. I mean, I can think of so many venues you'd be great. You're not so loud. You're everything that when I go out and play, you're everything I'm not. We are loud, we are aggressive, and it can be, it's not good for somebody trying to sit there and eat dinner and talk about their wine and Chardonnay and sit there and have a conversation when there's a rock band pounding away, or even a jazz band. It gets loud, you know. But
No, it's at the right volume. And that's why, you know, I think that people enjoy tuning into my show. I'm playing on TikTok Monday through Saturday at 8 a.m. I'm playing it 6 days a week at 8 a.m. while people are getting up and having their coffee and getting ready to go to work. And some people even take me to work in the earbuds, and then they play me for their fellow workers once they get to work. And for other people, and for other people, they're going to bed because they're on, you know, they're 12 hours different. They're on the other side of the world.
Right. Approximately how many followers do you have now?
Just shy of 20,000 followers.
Way to go, man. Way to go. I respect you so much. It's just one guy. You're doing it. It's like OnlyFans, but better. I don't know.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know. I don't even have any stupid human tricks I could do on OnlyFans. I can tell bad, dirty jokes and stuff, but I've tried that already. It's just, could be dangerous to your health. Making jokes, you can get beat to death by somebody in the audience who is offended by your comment. It happens,
Yep.
Oh yeah, people are touchy.
So when you do a show now, like what do you typically play? Do you go on and not during the day? I mean, but if you were to get booked, what kind of would you look to play? 3 hours or 4 hours?
Yeah, I just played a 3-hour brunch gig, and I actually played the whole 3 hours by myself without taking a break, just because I feel like if I'm in a venue and the venue is busy, I learned many years ago, don't ever take a break. People are there.
Absolutely.
Because I hate it when you come back and it's all crickets,
Yeah.
It's the worst when you have that one person in a band that you have to jettison because they demotivate. I gotta have a break. I'm tired. I'm like, fuck up. You're in the Marines now. Don't make me throw a stick at you.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah,
that's the dumbest thing to do. You can empty a whole room. They'll all leave and go home if it's late. 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. People our age, they're like, oh, fuck this band. They're taking an hour break.
Yeah.
I say plow through. In fact, I like going on and doing 2 hours. And sometimes my band hates it. Sometimes they're happy. But I like that because you're just getting up to cruising speed at the end of the first set. If you bull through it, man, you get to greatness. And that's just the way it rolls. So I'm a firm believer in play like you did it right.
Yeah. Well, but if I play with a band, I'm playing with a pick and I'm playing lead guitar and I'm playing like everybody else. But for my solo stuff, it's all about the two hands coming together.
Yes. Did you take lessons from Steve Jordan? Because I know he does a lot of that. Did you hang with him or just watch him and learn?
I saw Stanley do it, which was enough for me to know that it can be done.
Right.
And I'd say maybe about 10 years after the fact, after I already had it up and running, I was able to have a lesson with him. And then another 20 years later, I probably had another lesson with him. But it was at the point,
so cool.
Yeah, it was at the point that I already knew what I was doing. But you want to sit at the feet of the master whenever you get that opportunity.
Right. Well, I think that's awesome because taking lessons from people who are really good can really make you go up. When I was a teenager, I took lessons from a drummer. He used to play with, his name was Clifford Jarvis. He used to play with Sun Ra in New York, do you know who Sun Ra is, Mandy?
Sure.
He was a jazz master. He was like the Parliament Funkadelic before Parliament Funkadelic came out.
He had the
Black Consciousness. The orchestra. And it was, you never knew quite what the show was going to be like. It was a lot like going to a Parliament show in the 70s. You'd have like people on stage and they'd play dissonant minor chords. And it was a happening. And that guy, I went in to take lessons from him and he just looks at me and he goes, oh man, you got so many bad habits I'm going to have to fix. And I was just like, uh-oh. And then he said, he gave me a piece of music and he said, start reading this piece and I'm just going to go over here and sit here and drink my beer. You play down this page. I'm playing down the page and it gets about 3/4 down. It's getting a little hard, I'm not that good of a reader yet. And he goes back to the top of the page. What is that shit? You think you're going to slide that by me? I'm just like, oh fuck, man, this guy. And he was the best. I mean, he turned me on to jazz and I just was blown away. This guy was 70. He'd be doing one-hand rolls and doing all this crazy crossed arm shit. Yep. Everybody in the audience, including myself, would be like, how is this screaming old guy doing all that? But he was a really good guy. I mean, that was the best lessons I've ever taken because it was for almost a year while I was in boarding school. And
nice.
Favorite Thursday night activity. Then they'd have a concert and all of us students would get to play. It was great.
Yeah, it sounds it.
I'm a big one for music education. I think it keep kids out of mountains of trouble. It's a lot different than in our era, the 60s and 70s, where everybody got drugged out of their mind. Nowadays you got clauses in the contract. Don't be an asshole. The rule is there, You get caught doing anything bad or, tawdry, they have morals clauses nowadays. It's just not the same as the 70s with Led Zeppelin and duffel bags full of money getting thrown around. Yeah. The combat accountants have taken a lot of the fun out of the industry. But you know what? You go up, you do your 3 hours, you get your money, and you go do whatever the hell you want. But for 3 hours, take people away in another place. And
nothing
on that note,
music.
why don't we have you do a little playing here? I'll quit talking. All right. All right. All right. Very
Yeah,
nice.
that's kind of what I'm up
Got it.
to. It's about playing the guitar with both
Hmm.
hands. I'm playing the harmonies, the chords with this hand, and I'm tapping melodies with this hand. So it's
Okay.
almost like I'm playing a piano.
It's true. I bet if you had a MIDI rig hooked up to that guitar, you'd be very piano-like. It'd be cool.
Yeah, yeah. So
I think you're really a great player because you got your own thing going on, and in the
I think
shadows. Look at this stuff. Look at this guy. I got no control over this. Well, at any rate, thank you for being on. We're going to call up our next guest, Caitlin Croker. She's in the wings with the camera off, but thank you for coming on. And
Yeah,
thank you
thanks
guys
for
anytime
so
you
having
much
me,
got,
for
Tom.
having me.
say again.
Thank you so much for having me. Give me a call whenever you need a couple of tunes, and I'm your man.
Hey, man, I just posted Tom Yermak on TikTok every weekday at 8 a.m. And people go and check it out. It's great coffee hour. And hi, Caitlin. I see her dress in the dressing room. So we're going to roll on. Thank you very much, Tom. We'll see you next time. And have a great one.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you so much. All right. Well, we're going to roll right into Caitlin here. Hi. How are you?
Caitlin.
Oh, I don't hear her. Can you turn up your mic? You're gone. She'll be back. I'll tell you when. Oops. No sound. Can you hear me? Yes. Hold on. I'm going to just take us out. I'm going to remove you. Put you back. Try again? Shit, no. Oh.
Maybe
She's going to log back on, I guess.
Yeah.
Poor kid. Man, that sucks. And I had been working on GarageBand on something, and I closed it or minimized it because I just wanted to come back and fool around with it. Now it keeps bopping it up at the bottom of the screen. It's driving me, it's annoying as shit, but I'll get back to that later. I just hooked up my MIDI rig to this whole recording thing. Okay, I bet we can hear her now. Hello.
Hello.
Oh.
Hi, great.
Is that better?
That's much better.
Well,
How are you today?
I'm great. How are y'all doing?
Good.
We're
thank
good.
You.
It's Friday. We're glad you're here, and it's kind of cold here in New York at the moment. Not real cold, but it's just yuck out there. It's gray and
it's the
rainy.
kind of rain that slaps you in the face. It's like being sprayed with a bottle. It's like
Yeah.
You're just like you're like
Yes. So tell us, Caitlin, how did you get into this wild world of music and get to where you're at? What started you? Did you have just the basic stuff? How did you get interested in music?
Sure. So I started with my Disney princesses when I was 4 years old. And then when I was about 10, I started singing weekly on my church's worship team. From then on, I started loving country music, fell in love when I heard Tim McGraw's Don't Take the Girl. The way that song made me feel just completely changed everything for me. I fell in love with songwriting, with storytelling, and trying to invoke all those emotions and all that. So was born in California, was raised in Maryland for 16 years. My dad was 26 years in the military between Navy and Air Force fighter pilot. So when he retired from the DC Air National Guard, we decided to make the move to Nashville. We sold my childhood home, bought an RV, moved to Nashville in it as a family of 6.
Wow.
So
that's an adventure.
Quite the journey.
Yeah, really. Geez.
Yeah.
When you were young, what did you listen to growing up?
Everything. Again, I was a huge Disney kid, and then really everything. I mean, 80s. Pop rock was huge in my family, and then country music was on all the time. Sometimes pop, but not very often. And a lot of Christian. Yes.
So, how is the Nashville scene these days? How are you enjoying living there? Is it a big change for you? Excellent.
It was, but in a great way. It feels like home. Feels like my work home.
Right.
I love the people here. They're so welcoming, so inviting.
They are so much more polite. I hate to say it, but when I was down on tour a couple months ago, everybody was just so polite when I went out to eat, and I said, "Wow, this is great." Just a little slight difference. I've always said, Southerners. I lived in the South for decades, so I've been everywhere playing, and I'm at the point now I can tell where people have lived, whether it's Georgia or Tennessee. They have different accents, and you can tell sometimes. Like you call the call center, and you'll get somebody. I go, "You're in Georgia, aren't you?" And I go, "Yes, I am." It's I can tell. But it's funny, New York, if I have remnants of a Southern accent, my friends will tease me about it. Down in Florida, they tease me for sounding like a New Yorker. So I don't know what I sound like. I had some guy the other day say, "You sound like a dude from California, man." I went, "Well, You know,
Everything
I
close.
don't know if the shoe fits it. It might be my home one day. I don't know. I like it out there, but who knows?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so, what do you do when you write a song? What's your process? Do you have one standard, or do you do a lot of different methods?
Um, well, so I take part in co-writes. So for those of
Right.
you that don't know, you plan a date with some friends, you book a room, and then you go to write for like 3, 4 hours is standard. I've written for 7 hours straight before. Really just depends how the song's going. What I
Sure.
need to finish it. If you can keep grinding it out, if you need to kind of take a step away, and all that. But process wise, there's no specific process. For me, I typically bring the concept or the hook or the title, and then we'll hash it out for the next few hours in the room. A lot of people ask if the melody comes first for me or the lyrics, and it really just
Hmm.
depends on the day. I'm
Sure.
pretty melodically driven, but some days I'm just on it with the lyrics, so it just depends
Sure.
which day you can get me on.
It can come at any time, I know, because sometimes it's the strangest time. I'll be riding in the car and I'll start have a line and I'll just like write a song and have to pull over. So I sing into my phone a lot when I have an idea
Oh
because
yes.
I'm just like, oh, I got to get this down, or add it to my stacks of lists, which have like months and years of people and songs, and then little fragments of songs. But that's cool, and I think that co-writing scene in Nashville is one of the really good things about it because so many people you have to get your craft going because you see so many good people, but they're friendly and will. Like co-writing, I think it's the best, and a lot of rock and roll people don't like it. But if you really want to be a good songwriter, write with other people because you might need a bridge. I'd say to everybody, just embrace whatever you can. Use people who are good and have a good heart and you can work with, and things will go smooth. And in Nashville, it seems to me it's like home a lot too. When I was down south, I had a great time. I got to eat some great barbecue. In New York, we have yuppie barbecue. It's like $100 a plate for stuff that in the South would be $10 a plate.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh
It's funny.
man.
I call it yuppie barbecue. It's great. Don't get me wrong. There'll be some guy dressed
I
like a
hope so for that
lumberjack. He
price.
hand curated, barbecued, and they got signs up what they're doing. Grain fed, perfectly done cows and pigs and whatever. But I like it down. I like eating good Southern barbecue, and that's one thing I just don't find up here. Um,
Yeah,
well, would you like
it
to
does
play
sound
some?
good.
Would you like to play some music?
Yeah, I'd love to.
We'd
I
love
would
to hear
love
you.
to.
That's great. All right, everybody. Caitlin Croker, you're here on Live with Neve, and she's gonna sing, and me and Amanda are gonna watch. You too.
Nice.
I'm gonna do one I released almost just over a year ago on Veterans Day, and I wrote this about my dad who served in the military, and it's about family members deploying. It's from the family's perspective. When your hero goes overseas to serve, trying to be someone else's hero. This is called "You're the Hero." It goes like this. I'll never get used to yeah, the war rages on. Every moment you're gone. If you're gonna save the world, can you save my heart too? Even though bullets ricochet, doesn't mean we're bulletproof. Oh, when you're flying through the sky. Oh, can your radar see me crying? Can you let somebody else do the leaving?
Friday the 11th used to be this hearts could break completely. Yeah, the sacrifices we, but it's something we both feel. If you're gonna save the world, can you save my heart too? It ricochet doesn't mean we're bulletproof. Oh, when you're flying through the sky. Oh, can you radar see me crying? Can you let somebody else do the leaving? 'Cause you're the hero. Yeah, you're the hero I believe in. Yeah, I know you've got a job to do. Sometimes I just wanna fly with you. Go do what you gotta do, what you gotta do, what you gotta do. Go do what you gotta do, what you gotta do, what you gotta do. But if you're gonna save the world, can you save my heart too? Even though bullets ricochet, doesn't mean we're bulletproof.
Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
I wanted to mention, I think it's, it takes a lot of courage to get up and go somewhere. And did you have any family or friends who were concerned about you moving away? And did you get any pushback from your family or anything like that?
No, not pushback. I would say more so, I think just the element of surprise. My family, we're planners. We don't do anything on a whim. So when we said, yeah, we're gonna sell like my childhood home and move to Nashville, and live in an RV for the first time with our big family and dogs and all that, they're like, you're doing what? So it was all like, oh, that's so cool. Like, what a great story, what a great adventure. But more so just surprise. I think it was just that shock factor.
Well, I think it's great, and I commend you because it takes a lot of nerve to just take up and leave. There was a story about the Spanish came to Central America and conquered the Mexicans, the Indians, the Mayans, the Toltecs, all these cultures. And what happened is they'd been at sea for this long time, and it's called the burn your bridges theory. And what he did is he got there, and they were trying to mutiny. And so he burned all the bridges. They couldn't go back. There was another ship coming in a year. And when I moved to New York, I kind of felt the same way. I know I was excited and hoping it would work out, but you never know. And so the first month until I started working, it was kind of scary, but it all works out. And it's really great of you to go down. And I think it's great. I think everybody who wants to be good in the business, when you're young, you should move to a music center. If you can. It's just, there's so many more opportunities and talent. New York's got lots of talent and lots of people. I think when I compare New York, Nashville, and Los Angeles, I like the recording method in LA a little more than we do it in New York, like at RCA or one of the big studios. So it's almost intimidating to some people because it's a big formal studio. You almost have the guys in lab coats come out and do your miking and shit. But I commend you on it, and I think it's great. You're very brave, and I give you a lot of credit because that's cool as hell.
Thank you.
Mandy, I know you're a musician in your bones, so what do you think? She's
Yeah.
kind of...
That you're doing the right stuff, so you just keep doing it.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Yeah, and good luck with you. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
We're at the end, but do you have time to do one more?
Yeah, sure can.
All right. That would be great.
So this one came out 2 weeks ago, not under my name. It was my co-writer that released it. His name is Brooks Herring. And I'm featured on the song. His release party is tonight, so I'll be playing this one with him in just a few hours. So.
All right.
Yeah, we wrote it 2 days before the 4th of July. We're feeling pretty patriotic. He's a veteran. I'm the daughter of a veteran, and so this is what we came up with. It's called I Stand.
Awesome. Who's running this thing?
There's plenty of things in life that can bring you to your knees. Punched in the gut and making it home after a year fighting overseas. Part of growing up is learning to stand up on your feet. When you die, they'll lay you down. It's what you do with the in-between. You can kneel to put that ring on her hand. Kneel before your God. Kneel to help a friend in defeat when you're the only one they've got. You can kneel at the stone of a hero who laid down their life. But when the flag is raised and down the music plays, we'll say, I better see you rise, 'cause I stand. I don't have to like what you say, but I'll die to defend your right. Soldiers, they don't care who you voted for last time. Show some respect for no glory waits, and you hear that sacred tune. 'Cause I've seen an old man stand at salute from a wheelchair, saying that you can too. You can't kneel to put that ring on her hand. Kneel before your God. Kneel to help a friend in defeat when you're the only one they got. You can kneel at the stone of a hero who laid down their life. When the flag is raised and that music plays, they'll say, I better see your eyes, 'cause I stand. Oh, so proudly we stand, 'cause divided we all fall. At the dawn's early light, she waits for us all. You can kneel to put that ring on her hand. Kneel before your God. Kneel to help a friend in defeat when you're the only one they've got. Can't kneel at the stone of a hero who laid down their life. And when the flag is raised and our music plays, we'll say, I better see your eyes, 'cause I stand. Oh, I stand.
Nice.
Thank you.
Oh, Neil, we can't hear you. Neil, we can't hear you.
That damn
There
guy.
you
What are
go.
you doing over there? My mystery staff is failing me. That's my other side. The side that talks to this side. No. Anyhow, thanks a lot for coming on. And anytime you have a single out or something, just let us know. We'd love to have you back.
Thank you.
That's right. That's right. And have a good time tonight.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I hope you go out there and break a leg and really have a good time. And
I appreciate it.
that's really what it's all about. Enjoy your ride. You're young. I'm old, and I'll tell you, enjoy every bit of your youth while you're doing this.
Yes,
And because it could be quite a fun ride. And just be careful. There's people out there who are not so good, but you've got a good family, and that always helps, especially if you have a team behind you who actually give a crap, you know.
Yeah.
I've heard stories on the show, people like, my dad used to scream at me to stop playing that damn guitar. That's what Bruce Springsteen said. His father never said guitar once. It was always that damn guitar. And I'm glad I think as we've moved forward, parents are a little better than, we don't beat the shit out of our kids anymore. It's just more of a productive thing. But music's a great thing, and I'm really proud of you. So thanks for being on.
Thank
And
you.
Mandy, do you gigging anywhere this weekend? Are you free and
This
clear?
is a
What are you
quiet
doing?
weekend, no, but the day after Thanksgiving, we're playing at Lakeside in Wayne, New Jersey. Wayne!
In Wayne. Ah, my old town. I
I
went
just
to
knocked my head.
junior high there.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I went to junior high there in Wayne, Schuyler Colfax,
Oh, yeah?
for about 2 years. Yeah, I passed through. Well, Caitlin, thank you. We're going to roll out of here, folks. It is Friday. I hope everybody out there who's listening has a great weekend. I know I'm certainly going to have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. Mandy and I will be back with new people, and Caitlin, have a great day.
Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm international singer-songwriter Hira, and I'm on
5, 4, 3.